Hi everybody, it's Diane. I'm back going to do another ArtStudio lesson, if you will, regarding lettering or capturing parts of pictures, but mostly it's to do with like creating fun lettering and just another way to enhance or play with your lettering. So this is the ArtStudio for iPad app by Lucky Clan. That's the app that I use a lot. I use Frame Magic a lot for just putting photos in frames, but ArtStudio is where we're going. So this is something I was just kind of playing with this morning, and we're going to kind of recreate some things that are kind of similar to this, but I am going to just save what I've been working on here. File, save. Okay, now I'm going to go to File and New, and I want another transparent image. I like working on a transparent background, and it's going to give me the same size canvas that I just finished using, and I can change it here if I want to change it to a different size, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that same size canvas, and I'm going to say create. So the only thing I changed was it to transparent, so create. Okay, so let's pinch it so it's a little bit smaller. I think maybe the first thing I'll do is put a fill it with a color so it's not so bright on the screen. Gray, lighter gray. White's probably pretty bright. Well, let's try that. White. Okay, so actually let's go back to medium gray. Okay, and that's just to reduce the glare on the screen a little bit. We're going to go to File, Import, Insert as a Layer, Import from Photos, and we're going to go pull up one of my logos. This was a logo I created, my lettering that I really like. So I created this. I just typed it in with the text, and then I used Elasticify and stretched the lettering to where I wanted it to be. And then I saved this. And then I created borders around it and colored it. But I saved the basic lettering that I first started with and saved that, so I can always use it and manipulate it now again however I like. I always saved a hard copy. So I'm going to go to File, Import, Insert as a Layer, Import from Photos. So now on the same day I created that lettering, I created the colored version of that same lettering right here. Okay, so I have 3 layers right now on my screen. I've got the gray screen that you saw me just turn to gray. Okay, so I'll hide that, and I'll hide that. I've got my colored screen here. I'll hide that, and then here's my other screen is my white screen. So I've got 3 screens going on. 3 layers, so gray, white, and then my lettering. So you can hide just by pressing the I on the side here, the eyeball, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to drag the white lettering on top here. So maybe the first thing I'll show you is, let's hide that. Let's bring in one more layer. File, Import, Insert as a Layer, Import from Photos. Any picture you want. You can, what should we do here? Well, let's just snag Earth Island here. As you know, I'm a My Singing Monsters fan, and everything I do is about My Singing Monsters, pretty much. I'm going to file or edit, transform layer, and move and scale. I'm just going to make this picture bigger so it fills up the screen a little bit more. Apply. If I take that picture and I reduce here, see, I can make it less opaque. I can see through it when I bring it down to invisible or drag it up. So if I wanted to place something exactly where I wanted to place it, I would just reduce it so it's a little bit see-through. And so now I can do edit, transform layer, move and scale. So maybe I wanted to get the glowing eyes, this part down at the bottom of my lettering. Okay. So let's use this part of the picture. You see how I've placed it right underneath the lettering here. Apply. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and make it normal. Okay, so I am going to, you don't have to, but just for your purposes, I'm going to drag my white lettering on top of Earth Island. So I'm going to select that white lettering as my active layer. Okay, so you see the active layer here is Diane Delsig. I am going to go to Select, and I'm going to go Alpha to Selection. So now I've selected the Diane Delsig, and so you see the little dashy lines around that, so it's been selected. So now I'm going to go to Select Inverse. That means I want to select everything except for the Diane Delsig. And then I'm going to go select my island picture, this one here as my active layer. And then I'll go to Edit, and I'm going to tell it to clear selection. Clear selection. So let's go back to Select and go to Deselect. So now when I hide my white lettering, you see I've now chosen Earth Island. So any picture you can create that way into your lettering. So that's kind of a neat. And then if I open this screen up again, you'll see that Earth Island lettering sitting on top of that other picture that I made. And it's just another layer. So that looks pretty cool. I'm going to File, Export File. Oops, no, I'm going to get rid of my gray layer because I like to have it as a sticker. I'm going to File, Export, PNG, Export to Photos. So now I have a permanent copy of this lettering that I just created. I think that looks really nice. Let's do another thing. Let's go put in another layer. I added a little plus mark. I'm going to make a black layer. Fill that with black. Black. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this Diane Delsig again. I'm going to select it as active layer, and I'm going to go to Select, Alpha to Selection, Select, Inverse, and then I'm going to choose my black layer. Black layer is my active layer, and I'm going to go to Edit, Clear Selection. Okay, so now I've got my white layer, I've got my black layer, I've got my Earth Island layer. Oops, hang on. I better go to Deselect. Select, Deselect. Okay, so I've got, these are the different layers I've got. I'm going to just hide them all. There, okay, so now I've got my, this layer is my white lettering. This layer is my black. This layer is Earth Island. And this layer is Diane Delsig, colored. Okay, so let's open them up, except for my white lettering. I'm going to drag the black lettering behind Earth Island. Okay, so now you'll see that my black lettering is the active layer, and I'm actually going to leave it there. I'm going to take the Earth Island lettering, I'm going to go to Edit, Transform Layer, and I'm going to move. Now the little arrows down here will move at 1 pixel. I'm just going to move it down 2 pixels, and I'm going to move it over 2 pixels. Did that go? Apply. So you see that my black kind of gave a little edge here. I think I'm going to black. I'm going to do the filter, stylize, glow, 100% and 1 pixel. Apply. I'm going to do that again. Filter, stylize, glow, apply. What I'm doing is just making my Diane Delsig lettering behind it just a little bit blacker around the edges, and then I'm going to make a copy, bring it down, merge down. I'm going to make another copy, merge down. Okay, so you see how the black lettering behind, I'll go ahead and hide it. So this was moved 2 pixels down and 2 pixels over. So this is the Earth Island lettering that you see here. So this is my original colored lettering. Here's the black layer. Here's the Earth Island layer, and here's my colored lettering. Okay, so my Earth Island lettering, my black lettering. So you notice how I just kind of moved that lettering down, and it kind of gives it dimension. Okay, what I'm going to do is, we did this in our last video, was add a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to choose the Earth Island lettering, and I want to give it some shadow. So I'm going to go to Filters, Stylize, Glow, and I'm going to cancel that. You notice that I've got black as my active color over here, and that's what I did when I did the glow around the black lettering. I just made it a little bit bigger in black around the black lettering. So I'm going to keep black as my glow. So go back here to Filters, Stylize, Glow. Let's do this blur radius 10. And opacity, let's drop that down. Let's do 70. Okay, apply. So oops, let's undo. I think it did the undo. Yeah, redo. Okay, undo. Let's go back. Filters, Stylize, Glow, Inner Glow. I forgot to select Inner Glow. That was very important because I wanted to glow to the inside of the letter. And then apply. There we go. Okay, so that gave it some shadow and some depth. So the two things we did was we moved it down 1 pixel and over 1 pixel, and gave it shadow and depth. So let's go to File, Export, PNG, Export to Photos. Cool. That turned out really nice. So let's do File, Save. File, Save as whatever. I just gave it a couple letters here. Okay, so that looks really awesome. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you was how to snag that picture, and then the other thing is I'm going to hide that. And I think I'll hide the black for now, and I'm going to open up the white on top of the picture. Okay, so now if I have my active layer as my in white lettering, so I'm just working right now with my white lettering. Okay, so I will show you the color behind it while I'm working on the white lettering, but I'm only working on this layer, the white lettering. Okay, so I'm going to go to select. We're going to do the alpha to selection. That means anything that I do now is going to happen within this selection. So I'm going to go to spray paint, choose a color, and so I'm just going to spray paint. Oh, let's make it a little bit darker and a little bit smaller brush. So let's do undo. So I'm just spray painting green, yellow. I like a little bit brighter yellow, yellow, orange, and I'm going to go select green again. Yellow. Orange. So you see I'm just coloring in this active selection. It's not coloring on the paper anywhere else. It's only coloring in that selection that I've got there. So, sorry, let's go back here to select that active layer. So I can do anything I want within that active selection. And you'll notice it stays only within that lettering because it's the active selection. Okay, so let's go to select, deselect. So now if I draw on my paper, it goes everywhere. Okay, so let's reopen my lettering there. So now you'll see my new lettering that was created. And it's kind of an optical illusion here because we actually just were working on this lettering right here, which was that white layer, and then we colored it and did some black lines on it. And so that's the way to play with and coloring an active selection. Let's do that again. Select. My active layer this was my white layer, but I've colored it, but I'm going to select it again. Alpha to selection. And now let's just pick a color. Let's do spray paint. Okay. So now I'm just, coloring it, whatever. I can turn it back to white. So, okay, file, select, deselect. Okay, so that's what we've learned. We've learned how to capture a picture. Let's get rid of my background again. Okay, let's go to File, Import, Insert as a Layer, Import from Photos. I have a bunch of different backgrounds I've saved here. Let's pick one, whatever. transform layer. Okay, again, let's do the invisible. Let's take that shadow down a little bit. Okay, let's go File, or Edit, sorry, Transform Layer, Move and Scale. So let's, that's kind of a neat picture, isn't it? We'll probably lose this guy taking the pictures. But, okay, apply. Okay, so now I've placed it where I want to place it, and I'm going to bring my image back to full darkness. And then let's go back to lettering. Our active layer is our white lettering. It doesn't have to be on top. It's just our active layer. And we're going to go to Select, Alpha to Selection. And then we're going to go to Select, Inverse. And then we're going to go to File. Let's choose the picture that we want to erase from. And then going to File and Edit, Clear Selection. And there's the picture we just created. Let's go back to Select, Deselect. So there we are with that lettering. And again, I can pop open this one and it puts it into my same frame if I want. Of course, my frame here, if I wanted to adjust the hue, the color of that frame, I want something different, I can change that using the hue. And of course I can turn it to black or to white if I wanted to. I want to go to darkness or completely lightness. Apply. And if I didn't like that, I'll just do undo, and it goes back to original. Okay, so the other thing, let's do that again. I'm just going to do undo, 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 undo. Okay, see my picture? I'm going to select picture. Active layer is the picture. I'm going to do Edit, Transform Layer, Move and Scale. I'm going to do my picture here. Okay, apply. So now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go to the Diane Del Sig as my active layer, and I'm going to go to Select, Alpha to Selection. So now it's selecting the lettering, and then we're going to go choose the picture, and then we're going to go to Edit, Clear Selection. So it's just clearing the lettering. So now I've just taken that lettering out of that picture. So that's kind of fun. So now I can put another layer behind it, and I can fill that layer if I want to fill that layer with a color. So I've just colored the, because it's the active selection, it just gave me this red lettering within that selection, because I still have it selected. If I went to select and deselect, if I inserted another layer behind it and then did a fill, it's going to fill just that layer. Let's look at our layers again. So here's our layer. Okay. So, well, you've learned a few new things, and I've got a 25-minute video. Yikes! Not that you want to listen to me ramble on for 25 minutes, but it did turn out pretty cool. Didn't it? Alright, well, have fun playing with that. Comment below if there's something that you want me to help you figure out in your ArtStudio app. I will put a link in my description for the ArtStudio app. You can always go to a little website that I use called TinyPix for sharing files in the comments. You can show me a picture that you've created going to TinyPix, uploading your image, and then inserting that link into comments so I can see some of the artwork that you're working on. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye now.